Okay, solving inequalities is almost exactly the same as solving equations. The steps are no different. There is one minor change, and that is if you divide by a negative when you're solving an inequality, what do you have to do? You have to flip the sign around. That's the only difference. So if you can solve an equation like we did on this one, then you can solve an inequality. So, which one do you guys want me to do? First, second, or third? Second? All right. So, same way, I'm going to draw that line down the middle. And just like with my equation over here, my first step is to do what? To distribute. So 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. I'm going to drop down the minus 6. I'm going to drop down my inequality sign. Drop down the 4x. And then what do I distribute here?
4.
The negative.
What is the negative?
Right there.
I know why. Negative 1.
Yep. So negative 1 times 5x is...
Do we always do that when we study that?
When there's a negative out in front, yes, you distribute a negative 1. And then negative 1 times negative 6 is... positive 6. Yep, negative times negative is going to give you a positive. So basically a negative out in front of parentheses like that changes everything inside to the opposite of what it was. If it's a negative, it's going to become a positive. If it's a positive, it's going to become a negative. Okay. Huh? Not yet. What comes after distribute? Combine like terms. So what do I combine on the left side? Negative 20 and negative 6, which is negative 26. What do I do with 15x? So 15x minus 26 is greater than, what's 5 or 4x minus 5x? Negative 1x. Drop down the plus 6. Now we take the smallest variable. Which is the smallest variable? So what do we do with that negative 1x? Add it to both sides. So 16x minus 26 is greater than 6. So on that step, by getting rid of the negative, or by getting rid of the smaller variable, you avoid having to worry about flipping the sign because you don't ever divide by a negative. Now what? Plus 26. I'm going to bring this over here since I'm out of room. So I've got 16x is greater than 6 plus 26 is oh, just positive 32. Yes, now you divide by 16, so x is greater than 2. And what that would look like on a number line, you just put the 0 on there and the 2 on there, open circle, and going up. I'm trying to remember if I put it that way. I don't think I've finished your test yet. I do want you to understand what it means, like what that greater than sign means. Questions on that one? Okay. So, using formulas. When you're using formulas, the main thing you need to know is what part you are plugging into what part of the equation. So, t equals 0.3n plus 4, that's our formula, models the average ticket price t of a movie ticket n years after 2000. So there's two parts to this. So what is the price of a movie ticket in 2010? So first off, n is going to equal the years since 2000. So 2010 minus 2000 is what? 10. So where do we plug in that 10? For the n. So we have t equals 0.3 times 10 plus 4. So 0.3 times 10 is what? What's 0.3 times 10?
Wait, 43 times 10?
Mm-hmm.
3.
3. So 3 plus 4 equals what? So what's my label on this 7? $7.
Wow.
That's your answer. All right, using percents. Remember that percent equals the part divided by the whole. So 6 is what percent of 50? Where am I plugging each of those numbers in?
50
Yeah, 50 is on the bottom. Yeah. 6 is the part, 50 is the whole, so 6 divided by 50 equals what? 0.12. So then when you change things from a decimal to a percent, multiply by 100. So that's going to give you 12%. Okay, so the other ones are asking different, some of them are asking different things. You still go back to this equation, use what you know, and solve for what you don't.